Radio presents Beyond the Bleachers. And for your starting lineup, coming in at wingman number 1, it's Jay Lew. At wingman number 2, we got my man Hugh. And now, at point guard, driving to the lane and making the dish, it's the hostess with the mostest, Monique.
Shucks.
I was digging the love, Mo. I was digging the love.
That's
Little answer,
Oh man, what's going on, fellas?
What's good? How's everything going with you?
All right.
How was y'all weekend? I finally was off a weekend, you know what I'm saying, and it was good. Just not to be at work.
Man, my weekend was kind of laid back, man. I was lazy as heck this weekend.
Oh, man, just college football. That was all day, man. I mean, college basketball, the March Madness, man, it was in effect, man.
Mm-hmm.
We seen so many upsets, so many practice busted, man. It was pretty good, man. I just kicked back, relaxed, and watched all of the college basketball. I couldn't even endure it, man. It was like college overdose for me.
Mm-hmm. What you do, Miss Monique, the point guard, ain't that something? Q. hey, Q, you know Monique cannot run no point guard. Stop it. I'm the point.
Why not?
She is the host, and she does a great job. About 3 shows in? This your fourth show, right? This your fourth show. Yeah, you've been doing good. So yeah, you earned the point guard moniker. I love the new intro, man. That was nice. I like that.
I know, right?
Yeah, I was digging that. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was nice, man.
I just wish I was the catch in the alley. Ooh, I'm a little selfish sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? I like to be Blake in Lob City every now and then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like to score. You know what I'm saying? So I stay on the wing and just shoot the blood out of it.
Anyway. So, we got a good stuff for y'all today. Talk about the NFL free agency number 1 off rip. Hugh, got it.
Yes, indeed.
We're waiting on you. You got this. Then we're going to talk about this McGregor, Mayweather.
Yeah, it look like it's on.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I'm not assuming the money drives everything.
Pretty much.
Then we're gonna talk about Jay's favorite thing, this WWE, this WrestleMania, and is wrestling really a sport or just entertainment? That question been asked a lot forever. Mm-hmm. Then we got a foot in the mouth repeater, Mr. Lavar Ball. He is not disappointing at all. So we're going to get to him. And, of course, we got to talk about the NCAA tournament. Update these brackets. Go Blue.
That's right.
We winning it all. Just sit back and watch.
Man, it was so awesome to see these games, man.
It got that feel to it.
I never doubted it.
I can't wait to talk about it. Yeah.
Right. Man, should Westbrook be the MVP for the NBA?
By far.
Okay. And then finally, we talked about this before, about players taking off. There's nothing wrong. No injuries, nothing.
Yeah.
Just, want to sit back and fans feel cheated. And the league kind of feels a certain way about it, too. So let's get into it. Hugh?
Yes, ma'am.
You got the flow, Mr. NFL free agency.
Man, I really thought that this year, man, of all years, I can actually say I'm proud of the Detroit Lions, first off. I'm not going to, say everything is there yet. They take it in one step at a time. I feel like they're taking kind of the approach that the Dallas Cowboys took. They're doing the dirty work right now. They're getting the dirty guys who's grinders and, the ones that don't really get the credit. We call these the ugly boys up front. I feel like they did a good job on both sides. More or less, they're trying to shore up the offensive line. They got some Pro Bowl guys over there for the Lions. I was really surprised with the Wagner deal, but then getting T.J. Lang, I was really surprised in seeing how everything was coming together. They got some guys on defense, some low-key guys. They got a good blocking tight end. I was really surprised in seeing some of those moves. But then I shouldn't be, and I know a lot of people probably get tired of me saying this, but I really don't care. Bob Quinn is from the New England Patriots organization. He's just trying to turn everything around for the Lions. I just feel like if we be patient, we in for a treat. And just to see really some teams, like we're going to go with Jacksonville Jaguars, James. I know you know. And you even probably see it yourself, Monique, all the time. They always be at least one of the top two teams as far as winning in March. They usually do a hell of a job. I just don't feel like it comes together for them. And it's sad, but I think with Doug Marrone going to be the new coach, and now they got rid of Gus Bradley, which I thought he was a hell of a coach, and I was a little disappointed that they did that because this year with the team and the guys that they got over there, I really think that he would excel with the teams, man, because they did a really good job this year too. But I think this year more than any, I really feel like Jacksonville is going to be one of those teams. If they're not teetering, they should definitely finally make the playoffs again. But I'm going to say the best for last right now, to be honest with you. I love the moves the New England Patriots did. We and James talked so much about it. We never thought that they would do nothing like this in free agency. And a lot of people like Max Kellerman and Stephen A. Smith, they're looking at it and saying they think that this might be the last hurrah. It just might. Because Tom's no spring chicken. Belichick definitely to the point where he like, man, I don't really got nothing else to prove. I won 2 titles with the Giants as the defensive coordinator, and he won 5 with New England. I really think if anything else, if they win a 6 overall, I don't really think that he'll stay. But for them to get some of the pieces they got, Tony Ely, man, that was huge because not only is he a hell of a pass rusher, but I see this with the whole situation with my man's too, the speedster, Brandon Cook. And then I look and I see some of the guys they got, the Stephen Gilmore. We was shocked on that, me and Jake, due to the fact that, Malcolm Butler still is like a huge piece of that defense. I don't know what happened to make those two sides not really mesh with each other, but we knew last year, we heard some beats and ramblings that he had actually been suspended for a few games. It wasn't like in the season. It was like basically the OT games. They made him sit out for a second. But I really hope they get that together. But not really sure if he's going to fit, unfortunately, now because Steve Gilmore, he's a hell of a cornerback. I really feel like he's one of the guys I used to been like when we was playing the Bills because he's so talented. He can go out and he can go and check a Gronkowski,
Gilmore
and I used to see that. And he used to give Gronkowski fits. Yeah. And it was pretty good to see a lot of those free agent moves they signed. And I was thinking, like, with the Dwayne Allen, they got him for little or nothing. And I was like, man, what the hell is going on and how is this happening? And people were very upset about that, too. A lot of players was, we just playing football and this Bill Belichick's league. But I still feel like the free agents that they got on their team is really going to help that team flourish. And to see those guys, and one of the guys I forgot, too, I forgot his first name. Is it Lawrence Guy? they got a hell of an interior guy, too, on defense that they stole from the Ravens. And I don't like this guy at all, definitely when he was with the Ravens, because every time I used to look up, I used to always see him, man. He'd get a hand on Tom, or he'd knock Tom down, and he's one of the better pass rushers, too. Most of the guys, what they have in common, the ones who are all going to be on New England Patriots that I've noticed, too, Jay, and you can look this up, too, man. Most of those guys we got, it wasn't really for spending money in a free agency for the most part. We spent the money on Dante Hightower, and we paid the money for Stephen Gilmore. The rest of the guys are all from trade. We got Brandon Cook from the trade. He's still on his rookie contract. And then you look up, and, if I'm not mistaken, Coney Ealy's still on a rookie contract. I'm not so sure about Lawrence Guy on his contract, but I still think he is on a rookie contract also. Most of the guys that they got, they accumulated in these trades, is from the mastermind Bill Belichick himself. And to see this and to see all these rookie contracts, and these guys are basically still under contract for like a couple of years, I really thought that was genius. So it wasn't like he broke the bank. They had a lot of money in free agency, but then I know it's still guys that they need to sign, for next season. So I really thought that they did a good job, and so far so good. The only thing I had mixed feelings with was the Stephen Gilmore because of the actual, beef and the heat between that and, Malcolm Butler.
Plus Malcolm
Butler,
I
was going to mesh with him. Yeah, but when I look at it, though, when we seen the whole Dante Hightower contract signing, at first I was getting nervous, Jay. I was saying he's damn near every day. Like, I hope that he stayed, man. And when he finally stayed, you was the first person to text me because I had no clue what was going on. But then he took a Patriots way contract, man. For other teams, like, I didn't believe he'll go to the New York Jets because of the fact that they're a team that's rebuilding. They're not the same Jets team when Rex Ryan got them and he got those integral pieces that actually mesh and to compete. The only problem they had was Mark Sanchez, and he was still developing. And when they put the ball in his hands, I don't even know where he at now. He's probably on a milk cart, like one of the missing milk carts. But when you look at them now, I just thought some of the ideas, and then the Titans are one of the teams who are starting to get better. There's a lot of teams out there who wanted his services. I didn't really think that he would go to Pittsburgh, and they had a lot of money to offer a lot of the teams. But they felt like the way he did these meetings that he still had his heart in New England. Even the Jets tried to give him cupcakes and stuff for his birthday. That was kind of cheesy. Like, is that really going to win a grown-ass man over some cupcakes? But at the end of the day, the 4 years, 43 points. If he puts like money at the cold stone.
Cheesecake in the middle or something.
Ooh, girl, you ain't lying. I'm talking about the cold stone boys. He hit me up with the cold stone boys. I'd have been thinking about it.
Probably if they had some strippers deliver it to them.
They deliver the cupcake, or you eat the cupcake off the strippers.
Oh yeah, that probably sealed it. That'll seal the deal.
Yeah, that probably would for me, man. I'm definitely convinced on that. But it was just a really solid free agency for those two teams, and I feel like Jaguars always win free agency. But the Lions, I really want them to prove something now because it's a prove-it year for me for Matthew Stafford. I know y'all I know Mo don't really care for the Lions anyway, but we all want to see them succeed.
The Lions. They're not my team, but I'm a Detroiter. Anything Detroit, I'm good.
I respect that.
Monique, shut up. You're a damn Packers fan. I don't even want to hear that.
I am a Packers fan, but I'm still a Detroiter.
But we all want to see them succeed, though, most definitely. And
right.
I just really think they did some solid moves.
Yeah.
I definitely thought they did some solid moves, and I was really happy with the free agency they did. Now I'm just waiting for the draft. But the other thing that we didn't talk about, really get into, I'm going to just go ahead and throw us into this one right here, Jay. And I'm going to holler at you on this one, too, Monique, because we're all curious about this. Where do you guys think that my man, he damn near been like the anchor for the NFL running backs for a long time? Where do you guys think he'll land right now? Adrian Peterson in this free agency, because
I
he's been
just
really
to ask you that.
It's been awkward, y'all. Isn't that awkward what's going on right now? He's not doing nothing. They didn't budge on him yet. You know, LeGarrette Blount's still out there. Jamal Charles still out there. What's my man's Latavius Murray? It's like
no,
he got signed, didn't he?
Seattle.
He did. No, did he go? No, I think he went to. Did he go to? No, he went to the Vikings, I think.
Oh yeah, he sure did. He sure did.
Because when he went to the Vikings, that was kind of like.
Yeah, Eddie Lacy went to Seattle. Yeah, I got him mixed up. Yeah.
Did you see that when I put on Facebook about him? All that talking about food and stuff. Like he asking people to send him Chinese food, and he can't wait to get off of practice so he can eat some Sonic, man. That when I see those, I know the coaches probably see that too. You know, this fat dude Mo putting stuff on there like, somebody bring me some Chinese food. I can sure eat some cake right now. Who gonna hook up some cake for me? Somebody go get me some food. I'm like, damn, Mo, like, is this you really that fat that you want people to send the food to you and that damn lazy? And you know you're on the eating regimen. You're on a diet right now. So he's on the eating regimen, Mo, and this fool sending this and going out blowing up Twitter with this crap. And it got so bad, Jay, I know you heard about it, man, with the Seattle deal. They got him on the eating regimen now. Like, you can't go over this amount of pounds, and that's why they only have him on a proven contract. Because if he go over a certain weight limit, they're going to get rid of him. That is a damn shame. His
ass going to be able to eat all the Chinese food and cakes he want if he don't get it together. They're going to let him go. You see he on a 1 year on a 1 year contract. So I don't understand if you're on a 1 year contract, man. You got to be on your P's and Q's with, you know what I'm saying, keeping your diet regimen and stuff together. Because I heard he played at like 241 for the Packers last year. So where's he at now? Where he at now? Like 270?
Yeah, that dude's like 270 something, man, and he know he can't get that big, man. And they're saying if he don't get down to a certain weight amount, man, and then you know this is sad too because Pete Carroll always known for like his big backs, man. You know, Marshawn Lynch wasn't a little boy, but he wasn't that damn big, you know. And I just feel like right now, man, he ought to be ashamed of himself to only get a 1 year deal. And they're saying you got to go on a diet and you got to watch what you eat because if you go over a certain weight limit, you're gone. You know, eat your damn way out the NFL, man. That dude is an idiot.
Look, Ricky Williams smoked his way out. He wanted to eat his way out.
He went into straight Buddhism or something crazy.
So, Jay, what you think about this free agent?
I mean, Hugh did sum a lot up. I enjoyed the monologue. I did because you summed a lot. He summed a lot up, like a lot up with the free agency stuff, man. Because there's been a lot of stuff going on. This has been one of the, I want to say, interesting and busiest free agencies, especially for the Lions. You know, I'm a hometown boy. I'm a true Lions fan. Not a Packers fan, true Lions fan. So it was real cool to see the Lions like their moves and stuff popping up, you know, on my Bleacher Report stuff or whatever, and they solidifying that offensive line. I think they're doing it more for Matthew Stafford, man. They really giving him that chance to really shine like he's supposed to shine. I mean, he's had mediocre lines at best the last couple years.
Absolutely.
But this year they're really trying. They want to solidify it because this is really. I think isn't this correct me if I'm wrong, Hugh? His contract is up after this year, right? Or he goes to renegotiate. Yeah, so you know they renegotiate. Yeah, they renegotiate during the season. So if they can't reach an agreement, or he doesn't, I think it would be wise for him to take a pay cut because of what they're trying to build over there. You see the new GM or whatever. Well, he finished his first year, but going into a second year, Bob Quinn, he's really trying to build something over there. You can see already with his movements and stuff like that, and he's making very smart moves. He's not making long-term commitments to probably like temporary help. Like some of those guys are temporary help, to get them over a certain hump or to start clearing up space or whatever. Stafford, they can't. I don't feel like they can afford to pay him all of that money and still build a contender, because he's going to take a lot of the money, away from stuff they need to push out too, like the defense and stuff like that. They want to build their defense up and stuff. So they're not going to be able to. But here's my issue. One issue is with Adrian Peterson. Him not being signed right now, and I think it's more of, I don't even think it comes down to the teams. I really don't. I think it's starting to come down to AP, and you're really starting to see that, I want to say, not alpha male, but that stubbornness when somebody don't want to admit that they kind of, hey, I may have lost a step, or I may need to reprove myself that I can still play in this league or whatever. And that's what we come to with AP. He's had 2 surgeries, in the last, 3 years? And one of those years, he damn near missed the whole season because of the domestic violence, the child abuse case, or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Man.
And last year he had less than a stellar, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he really didn't have a good year. So it's like, okay, I think the Vikings let him go so they can sign him back at a lower price. But AP like, I kind of want my whatever. Now they got Latavius Murray from the Raiders. So now what you do? He go over to Seattle. They sign Eddie Lacy. You know what I'm saying? So where you go from here? I heard the Raiders trying to get Marshawn Lynch to come out of retirement.
I've heard about that.
What you gonna do, AP? Because I would love to see him in the uniform come up. I mean, are you gonna go try to play for the Packers? Is it a long shot to play for the Lions? Are you gonna sign with the Raiders anyway? What you gonna do? It's getting kind of close. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're not too far from training camp or whatever. It's getting kind of close. So he may have to look in the mirror and realize, dude, I may not be that guy right now that everybody, may have. Well, I may not be the guy that I was before, and everybody's probably seen that. Like, you need to prove yourself again, because he's 32. So and
he's no spring chicken.
31
tomorrow.
Okay, so he approaching 32 years old. That's almost old man years and running back years, because you take a lot of punishment. So he has to come to that realization. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and earn me a couple more years on a contract or whatever. May need to bite the bullet. It may prolong your career. May want to try to think about going with the Patriots. And that's the segue right quick into how in the hell did these other teams and GM? Now, I'm a Patriots fan. I'm not whining about the Patriots making the moves that they made. Don't get me wrong. But my God, they just won a Super Bowl. Number 5. They've been to. Well, I mean, we ran the whole resume down. The AFC championships they've been to, the division championships they don't won, everything. And you let these guys get some of the top players at their positions. Brandon Cooks for what? As one of my coworkers said, a bag of Skittles and a damn milkshake. You got Stephon Gilmore for damn near nothing. I mean, you may have to part with Malcolm Butler or whatever, but okay, they still get their draft pick back. You got Donta Hightower back. You got Coney Ealy, Dwayne Allen. You got Gronk coming back.
Healthy.
It's crazy how they can let this happen. Like the league can just let this happen because you have to realize it's the Patriots. They just won a Super Bowl. How the hell does a team that just won the Super Bowl make moves like
Get
this
stronger
to this magnitude? It's unheard of. Because you would think somebody would at least try to challenge them and be like, oh no, I'm about to throw this Brandon Cooks way or throw this person's way to try to, ain't nobody try to throw like a whole stack of money at Dr. Hightower. They just let him go right back. Like it's just I don't know, but this has been an exciting NFL free agency, man, and I know it's probably more to come. We got to see where AP gonna go. We're gonna see if Marshawn come out of retirement. So it's keeping us on our toes.
Why did he retire?
He probably got tired of doing interviews. I don't know.
Yeah, that dude was kind of one of the wacky guys too, as well.
Yeah. All right, let's switch hitting sports from NFL to boxing. That was so corny. I'm sorry, that was so corny. Anyway, this McGregor-Mayweather fight. So, Conor said, hey, y'all gonna be surprised. Like, I'm gonna surprise the whole goddamn world. Like, are you ready? Let's go. Jay, what you think about this? Is it legit? Do you think that it's going to be like a real fight, or is it going to be like, I think, Mayweather fights usually are? What you think about that?
I think that the fight is going to happen. It's going to be a matter of when. Floyd wanted to fight in June. That's not going to happen. Because Conor needs the time to train for this to make it competitive like I would want it to be. Right. I really think this comes down to money. Even Dana White said it last week when he was getting interviewed on I think he was on Jimmy Fallon or something, and he was saying that it's too much money for this fight not to happen. So he said, I really truly believe it's going to happen. They just have to make the deals. So, do I think it's going to be competitive? Yeah, because I think Conor is a very competitive guy and aggressive. I think what's really going to be the highlight of this is the banter, the back and forth, the build up to the fight, the interviews, the weigh-in, the news conferences. I know they're going to do it 24/7, so the 24/7 is going to be off the chain. So Conor can sell a fight just like, or if not better than Floyd, because you look back at Floyd's track record with all the other guys that he's fought, he hasn't been back and forth with him. They usually get annoyed with Floyd Mayweather. You go over to UFC, you usually go over to UFC. Same thing with Conor. They get annoyed with him. He talked too much. I remember him at a podium. They had a podium, and Hugh, you probably saw this. They had a podium of all the middleweights or welterweight fighters or whatever in the UFC, and they were all talking, and all of them were coming at Conor, and Conor just ate them up one by one. Just talked about them like dogs, and then fought them and beat their ass. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. Like it was hilarious. So, I think it's gonna be a good fight. I want it to be a good fight. I don't think it's gonna be like every other fight though, Monique. I don't. Because that UFC mentality is going to be inside of Conor. It's not going to leave. You know, he's going to, and I think that's what's going to hurt him because he may end up getting gassed. So, you know, that'll end up hurting him in the long run. Huh?
I said, hopefully he trained it right because I really want him to win.
Yeah, because with boxing, though,
I want him to.
With boxing, go ahead.
Man, no, man. Like I have to finish it. I just want Conor McGregor to ... Floyd Mayweather. I want him to. Ooh-wee. I do not like Floyd Mayweather. I think he's so soft and he runs too much. Like, come on, stand here and fight me instead of trying to get me tired. Bullshit. Then you come in trying to got me dizzy. Anyway, sorry. My bad.
I'm done with my point.
Hugh, what do you think about this fight?
I would like to see it. I want to know what the stipulation is going to be and what's going to, transpire as far as them fighting. But I know, too, at the same time, Conor would definitely have to get more training as far as boxing because if he did it as early as when Floyd won it and Floyd be the dictator of it, I think the fight would be over with before it began. So I really think that it would be smart for him to practice his craft and really get the respect in boxing. You know, get some sparring partners who are in the business and really train a good enough, amount of time to get this fight going. I definitely think, too, like Jay was saying, it's going to be interesting when you see them in the press conference and when they're, getting ready for the fight. Definitely when they see each other face-to-face and at the weigh-in. Those are a lot of things I'm going to be interested in seeing because it's going to get ugly. But I really want to see the fight, and I'm hoping that if it's a fight, that it's a legit fight. I don't want it to be like something that we hyped up that we wanted for so long, like the Manny Pacquiao fight. And then they turn around and say, oh, yeah, Manny Pacquiao wanted to take some drugs because his shoulder was hurting, but he ended up taking the fight anyway, and that's why he looked the way he did. I don't want to hear nothing like that. I want to have it to where Floyd's at his best, and Conor McGregor at his best, and they go at it. And really think it's going to be exciting. And not only is it going to be an exciting fight, but it's going to be entertaining for people. Like, it's going to give boxing their credibility, and it's going to open up some doors for UFC. So that's where I think a lot of the money and revenue going to come from as well, just from the hype and the suspense around the fight. But all in all, though, he would definitely have to get a little bit more boxing in because as much as you would like for Floyd to lose, and as much as I get sick of him and all the stuff he say and how he runs all the time, it'll be a hard task to try to go toe-to-toe with Floyd Mayweather in his game. You're basically going in his backyard, so you definitely got to train. You definitely got to be ready because he's going to be ready regardless. Love him or hate him. That guy going to be ready.
Yep.
Yeah. I think the reason that it got so big is like the hype of the fight. Like you said, like you walking into his backyard. It's that you walked into his front door. You live there in his living room like, hey, put your gloves on, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I think like the hype of it is what's pushing the fight this far. Because at first people was like, no, this ain't about to happen. It's a joke, blah, blah, blah. Floyd runs, talking. Got these two giant egos sitting here talking stuff, whatever. But that hyped and pushed it, and the money is just piling up under the hype. And it's like, hey, let's do it. Dana White likes to make money. Mayweather likes to make money. Boom and bam, there you go. That's all you do.
When it comes down to it, that's what it's about. It's about the money of it. Not the actual
That's
sport,
what Dana White
the competition. Yeah, he said there's too much money to be made. And I heard that it'll end up, Floyd will probably end up walking away with about $500 to $600 million. Just gate, pay-per-view, all that stuff. And I heard Conor will probably walk away with about $3. So, let's look at it from Conor's perspective at that point. Win, lose, or draw, do we go back to the UFC? Or, well, I mean, what do you do at that point? Because I don't think UFC isn't going to pay him that much. And he's going to – Conor's ego is already big. We see how big Conor McGregor's ego is. Because
absolutely,
I think, to be totally honest, I don't think Floyd Mayweather can talk with him. I really don't. When it comes down to talking, Conor McGregor is one of the best trash talkers I'll see in a while. Like, in a while. Because he picks you apart. He was still talking junk to Nate Diaz after Diaz choked him out. And they were promoting. He went right. Hugh, tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
Nah.
He went right to the.
He forced that.
He went right to the press conference. Yeah, he went right to the press conference and was like, "I want him again. He got lucky. Put us in the ring in about a month or so. I'm gonna kick his ass and all this crap." Like he's Conor's box office. So we already know what Floyd is. Floyd's box office. He hasn't lost. He hasn't lost or anything. So when it comes down to it, it's that's what's gonna sell. The banter, the back and forth, the press conference, all that stuff. That's gonna sell a fight. But I think the thrill of everything is gonna be if Conor can knock him out. Just like Monique wants. Monique wants him to get knocked out. So people are going to buy that because Conor's going to sell them on it. First of all, he's going to make them believe that I'm gonna knock Floyd's ass out, and everybody going to be like, "Oh man, he might do it. You know, he did this or he did that before, so you know he might knock him out." So they're going to buy the fight. They're going to have fight parties. Everybody going to come out and whatever. And like I said, when it comes down to it, I think the end result is going to be goddamn Money Mayweather winning again. Because he's going to run. He's going to gas Conor McGregor ass out. And he's going to end up winning on points. So
see, that's the thing. If Conor just knock him out a couple of times, no.
He got to hit him, though.
Sit down.
He got to hit him. Floyd is hard to hit. Floyd is tough to hit.
He needs to do. I was watching Rocky. I was watching Rocky yesterday.
Don't do that.
He needs to find him a chicken and try and catch a chicken or a greased pig or something. Get fast. You can catch that. You can catch Apollo.
Monique that brought us some damn Rocky.
It's a boxing movie. We talking about boxing. What's wrong with that?
Damn Rocky.
Anyway, so you said your prediction is that Floyd gonna win, right?
Yeah, I think they are. I think they are going to fight. I think it's going to be somewhere in the fall time, probably in September or so.
In September.
In September. I know, right? Virgos. I think it will be in September. I think the fight gonna go down. They're going to promote the hell out of it. It's going to be one of the best promoted fights probably since, Rumble in the Jungle or Thriller in Manila back in the day. So
right.
It's going to be one of the best promoted fights we've ever seen. And I think it's going to be entertaining for the first probably 5 rounds. And then after that, it's just going to be Clinic City. And I think Floyd going to end up winning. Yeah, I hate to say it because I don't like Floyd at all. But, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, because you know Floyd Mama don't raise no fool. He a smart fighter, man. Love him or hate him.
Yeah.
He can make the money. But, James, this WrestleMania, I started wrestling like back when Ultimate Warrior was wrestling, fighting online. I watch wrestling. But people, I mean, like I remember when I was younger, people would be like, wrestling not a sport, it's fake. And at first I didn't know it was fake until I realized it was fake when I got a little older. I was like, oh, okay. Well, it's entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think, Hugh? What is wrestling?
Hey, Hugh.
Oh, yeah.
Hugh, before you get into it, I just want to, for the people who are listening, this is not about to be a wrestling conversation, so don't leave me. Capri, I know you listening. Bro, don't leave. This isn't an actual wrestling breakdown or anything like that. This is just debating, is wrestling, should we consider wrestling a sport or just purely entertainment? All right, go ahead.
I thought you were talking about the snake and stuff. I got it off right now.
I definitely think it should be considered a sport because those guys are pure athletes. Some of the things that they do is incredible, man. You don't see people doing stuff like that on a regular basis. You won't see me do something like AJ Styles jump on the ropes and with no hands do a backwards flip going frontwards, that shooting star press thing he do. And some of the things that they do are so crazy. You see in independent wrestling, we've seen in Rings of Honor and TNA guys do some of the craziest moves that we've ever seen. And it takes people training, and it takes time to learn those things. You just ain't going to do that stuff overnight. I really think that those guys are athletes, and I definitely believe it should be considered a sport. I know they call it a little bit of both sport and entertainment, but I definitely feel like those guys need the credit that they deserve because I've went through a couple of live events before in my lifetime. And to see some of that stuff, man, I'm like, man, it's like an art when they do it because when you see them, you're like, man, if this guy mess up any move, man, he can mess up this match. And not only mess up this match, he can kill this man. So, yeah, as a sport, I definitely say that it should get more credit as a sport. More people think that it's like a male soap opera, but you got to give it more credit than that for what those guys do and what it takes to do those things, man, and how long they do it. They grind to do that, man. And some people do that and they do it the rest of their lives, or they spend their lives in that ring and they can't let it go. But, yeah, I feel like that's something they should definitely consider a sport. Because of the things you got to go through in there, man. And you got to grind. I've never seen, like, the NBA or even baseball, in this matter, have as long of a crucial road trip as those guys. They're on the road damn near every day. They barely get time off to see their families.
Yeah. 345 days off a year.
That is insane, man. So, yeah, I definitely feel like it's entertaining, but you definitely still got to give them that props of being considered a sport, man, because what they do and the athletes it take to do what they're doing, man. You ain't going to have no regular dude come off the streets and do the stuff they do. It takes skills to do it, you know. Right. I've seen some things they do, and I'm like, man, yeah, it definitely takes skills to do that stuff. Jay, you know, man.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely feel like it's something that they should consider being a sport. You can put the entertainment aspect in there from the storylines or the build-up, but at the same time, I definitely feel like it should get the props of any sport.
Mr. Lew?
Man, you know, I get into arguments a lot about this, and I think people don't actually want to listen to my explanation when I try and explain what I mean about wrestling isn't fake. And I kind of despise that word, fake, because it takes away from the craft that a person is doing. That's almost like saying everything in a movie is fake. It's scripted, of course, because, you know, they have to act everything out in the script. But some of the stuff that they do in there, you know, the running around and actually acting a part or crying on cue, that's them. You know, that's them. That's what they do as an actor or whatever. So when it comes to wrestling, yeah, they have a script that they follow, the stuff that they say, and they have to play to the crowd and get the crowd to cheer for them or boo them or whatever. But and that's a skill in itself. to get thousands of people's attention, but to actually go out every night. Well, I just said it, 345 days out the year. Out the year. Away from their families, everything. And they have to do physical work. Falling on the floor, jumping out the ring, slamming each other, stuff like that. A lot of that stuff, a lot of bumps, they have to take. You can't fake jumping off a 15-foot ladder. You can't fake that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't fake flipping over the ropes. You can't fake that type of stuff, whatever. And a lot of those guys, like you alluded to earlier, Hugh, a lot of those guys are athletes, are former athletes. A lot of them play football.
Absolutely.
A lot of them boxed. A lot of them were basketball stars and stuff like that. Amateur wrestlers. So a gymnast, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of those guys are pure athletes. So when they go out and perform, they're actually using some of that craft to perform in the ring. And like you said, everybody can't do that. We could be outside playing basketball and somebody can walk past and say, hey, let me get a shot, and just throw the ball at the rim and it could probably go in. You can't go in and fake. You can't go in and get lucky trying to suplex somebody the right way without hurting yourself or them. You know what I'm saying? You can't go and do a 15, 20-minute match without being in tip-top condition. I've wrestled with some of my friends before. Like, we've wrestled, you know how guys are guys. We're guys. So we get physical sometimes. We wrestle and, try to slam each other or whatever we do. And, man, I'll be winded. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be tired trying to do that stuff. Right. So, less than that, Hugh. Less than that. So I can imagine going out there doing 10, 15, 20 minutes a match, running around, running the ropes, jumping out, slamming somebody or doing multiple moves and stuff like that and going with the flow of a match. They're athletes, man. And I think it should be considered a sport. They're starting to do some of the stuff on SportsCenter. I mean, they don't get as much time as like a basketball, football news or something like that, but they're starting to kind of recognize it a little bit on SportsCenter. And I remember back in the day, man, I used to watch SportsCenter and be like, man, I wish they had, like some wrestling stuff on here or, talk about wrestling, what happened the other night or whatever. But, now they have, features. I think it's on either Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. They have like some of the top stars on ESPN. They interview them. So, I think they're starting to recognize it as such, and I think that steroid stuff hurt too. I think.
Yeah, that really did a number on them when they was doing the steroids, and a lot of that stuff happened, man. And I think it was really starting to hurt them too when my man's basically just straight snitched.
Right.
What was my man's name? Superstar Billy Graham, and he was like, man, Vince takes steroids, all of them take steroids. That started to put more of a strain on wrestling at the time, man. And that was like a little nasty, little dirty little secret that they had too, because we all thought that they were just, most of them dudes was in hell of shape. And then when they stopped taking the steroids, you see their bodies get shrunken and they look puny. And we like, dang, man, that definitely put like it really put a stain on wrestling of what we were trying to actually, get across to people and what we were talking about. But I really think now that they really started to make an explanation for just really good sports entertainment, man. You can say that it's entertainment, but you definitely can't take the sport out of it, man.
Right. And I was just about to say that too. You could say both. I just got a text from a listener, and he was saying that he thinks that the fake thing comes from the fact that it's predetermined. I understand. That's what I was saying earlier when I was talking about the predetermination of it. But like I said before, it's almost like following a script of a TV show. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Where you have like a different TV shows, Walking Dead, stuff like that. They follow a script. And some of the stuff in there, they're still moving around and walking fast and jogging and running and stuff like that. And the same thing with wrestling. It's predetermined who's going to win, of course, because, you got bookers and stuff like that. But that doesn't take away from the fact that they got to jump off ladders. They got to do all, they got to tell this story in the ring, and they have to do actual physical stuff, athletic things. So these athletic things it's considered a sport. And I know damn well, if you can consider, I know it's not predetermined, but if you can consider golf a goddamn sport, I know damn well you can consider wrestling a sport. You know what I'm saying? Because golf ain't nothing but walking, and it's more of a skill. But everybody just can't play golf. You know what I'm saying? That's one of those special sports. Just like tennis, everybody just can't play tennis. And I feel like everybody just can't get in there and wrestle. So I do feel like it should be considered a sport and not just purely entertainment. And like you said, Hugh, they do entertain, but those are some athletic guys, man. This coming from somebody, I've been watching wrestling nonstop since I was about 4 years old. So it's just, I get a chance to look at it from the fans' point of view, and then, from when I found out everything was kayfabe, which is in wrestling terms, which means, make believe and stuff like that. But I can look through that and kayfabe.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can look through that part of it and say these guys, put their bodies on the line and stuff like that, and they get legit injured. They get legitimate injuries. You know what I'm saying? Like,
really bad
busted up shoulders. Triple H tore both his pecs. Not his pecs, but his quads. John Cena tore his pec. They get legit injuries. You know what I'm saying? So anywhere you can get a legit injury like that and stuff like that, man, I think it should be considered a sport. I really do.
Because remember Brock, man. We can just look at Brock, for example, man, and you can say Bobby Lashley, two guys who had amateur wrestling backgrounds, and they wrestled, and they went in and they dominated in the UFC and Bellator, man. Those guys wasn't no pushovers when it came to that, man. They were athletes when it came to in the ring, but for all the people who saying it's fake, they can go out and translate in the UFC and the MMA and still kick your ass. So it really doesn't matter, because those guys are legitimate badass. And even Brock had a world title, in the UFC. A lot of people say it's fake. Okay, what about what he did and what about what he accomplished in the UFC? He ain't beat no pushover dudes neither.
All right.
Well, I think that it's both. And obviously it's both because of what y'all said. But, you do got to be an athlete to do that stuff. Everybody experimented jumping off of stuff. And you think people jump on tables. It don't always work out like you do on TV. So,
right.
So you gotta be a special type of person to be able to do that. And you got Kurt Angle. So when I saw this topic, that's what I thought of. Kurt Angle, who went from the Olympics to
won the Olympic gold medal.
That's a hell of an example.
A gold medalist.
Yeah.
So yeah. But let's get to our foot and mouth. Our friend, your buddy, Mr. Lavar Ball. What can we say about him? So once again, he can just continue to put his foot in his mouth. I don't know why. It might taste good or something. But what he says. One of his recent facts about himself and his life is that he could have beat Michael Jordan in his heyday. If they were in heydays together, they would have been saying LeVar Ball, not Michael Jordan. So, James, what you think?
This LeVar Ball guy, I tried my best to ignore him. Like, we talked about him last week. We had a pretty good conversation about him. And I said what I had to say. But now it's getting out of hand. Like, he's doing things to purely get attention. That's what he's doing, and it's sucking the attention away from his boys. Seriously, every time they talk about Lonzo now, they have to bring his dad up,
right.
or his brothers. They bringing his dad up, and his dad is on. Why the hell are you on Sports Nation and Undisputed and all this crap? Why are you on? Why are you on these shows? What's the point? So it's like he's selling himself more than he's trying to promote his boys. This is more for him, and I've seen it a lot in the past with parents not being able to get over the hump back in the day, not make it to the NFL
right,
or
living
NBA
vicariously through their kids.
or whatever.
Yeah,
exactly,
absolutely.
Monique. Exactly. So let me live through my boys. Let me get this endorsement deal through my boys. Let me try to get this for them. Let me try to do this. Let me try to do that. And him saying, talking about Michael Jordan, stop. I really like, everybody should have cut him off then. Like, no more interviews, no more nothing. Like it's blatant now. Like, it's blatant that you're trying to get all the attention for yourself. Like, it's blatant when you say some crap like that. And then he was talking about Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley came at him and said he could beat him and stuff like this. So it's just he getting out of hand. And I'm telling you, they need to stop just ignoring him, like his family and stuff, and tell him to stop and shut up, because all the attention is getting pulled away from his boys who have the real talent, especially Lonzo,
right,
who has the real talent, and is going to this knucklehead. Just sit back, be supportive, a supportive father like you have been to your boys before they even got in the spotlight. Continue being there for them. You can still build their brand up without trying to promote your damn self like that, which is taking all credibility away from everything. And just shut the hell up and be a good be a good supportive parent. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. It's crazy. And from my coworker and listener right now, Capri, shut the hell up. Shut up, man. Shut up, LeVar. Like, stop. I mean, if we did ever have a chance to get him on the show, I would tell him right to his face. Like, stop, man. This your boys' time to shine, not yours. You had your heyday, and you averaged 2 points a game. So don't come out and say, I beat Michael Jordan, I beat Charles Barkley, all this. That don't, whatever, man. Stop. Let your boys have a spotlight. Let Lonzo go to the NBA and prove himself, and your other boys come up and do what they need to do, and you stay your ass out the spotlight. Stop. All I got to say about that, Monique. Sorry. had to go on a little mini rant. He makes me sick.
So you're not gonna be buying no big baller brand clothes?
Only if I see Lonzo marketing it.
Yeah, that's probably how a lot of people feel too. Like, is it you or your dad?
Exactly.
Hugh, what you think about this? Dadager. I don't know what to call him.
Man, I think this dude is an idiot, because of the fact is he's trying to get on the limelight and he's saying all these crazy things. But like Jay said, he ain't relevant, dude. You basically average 2 points a game, and you're basically trying to act like you're irrelevant, talking about you can beat Michael Jordan. multiple MVP, 6-time world champion.
Right.
And, yeah, he talked stuff about Charles Barkley, about the Krispy Kremes and all this other ignorant stuff. But at the same time, regardless of the fact that you said he didn't win a ring, he was still the MVP. He had a team that took Michael Jordan up to the limit. That was one of my favorite teams of all time, that Phoenix Suns team.
Oh, that Phoenix Suns team.
Yeah.
Hell of a team, and I feel like it was just Michael Jordan really, as he matured, he looked at it like, I can't win it by myself. When everybody thought it was going to be about Michael, he basically passed the ball and he put Pippen in a position where he can win. But the one that really surprised me when he passed the ball and gave it to Paxson, and Paxson lights out when he shot the ball, I knew right then and there that Chicago won the championship again. He basically looked at it and he put that team on his back for so long where he was getting older, and he started to make sure that those guys was in a position to help them win and not carry all of the load. He carried like 75%, 85% of the load, but then still he was able to rely on other people to win for him. And a lot of the guys that Lorenzo Ball talking about, man, definitely don't make him relevant, because if you're averaging 2 points, man, you shouldn't be in the same conversation as a Michael Jordan or Charles Barkley or whoever,
You're doing it for attention, man.
Points a game.
Yeah.
Like, I get lucky and make 2 points a game, like in real life. But let's visit.
Go
ahead.
It's like, man, you praying. It's like people praying for your son Lorenzo Ball's downfall now, because they're so tired of hearing from you. They'd rather see UCLA lose so they don't have to see you again right now because of how disrespectful you are to legends. You should dare open your mouth and disrespect or say anything about NBA legends, because with the 2 points, he's not even in their league, literally.
Right, and what
like
was
you said,
what was even the point, though? I'm telling you, he was hoping Michael Jordan was like, oh, yeah, I heard this Lonzo Ball guy saying such and such, he get a chance to meet Michael Jordan or some shit like that. It's about him. That's what it's about right now. And I blame the media for this crap, because the media loves to jump on the hottest story that's out. That of course it's their jobs to do so, but to do something like this, you can cause a wedge between something, and it can get to a point where his sons be like, "Hey, Dad," you know what I'm saying, or they can get to the league and be like, I don't need you in my corner no more. I signed an agent or whatever, or what if they don't want to do the big baller brand thing? What if it is his creation, and they want to go with Nike or Under Armour or Adidas or wherever they want to go? What if they want to sign with one of those big companies and not do that because it's whack as hell? They think it's whack gear. You know what I'm saying? They just trying to do it because they dad. It means a lot to their dad. So it's just I don't know. It's and this is why this is kind of scary to do as a parent to your kids, because all the focus, like I said, goes on the parent and not the kid, not the athlete. So I don't agree with it at all, man. It makes me sick, because I've had to deal with certain stuff like that, coaching kids and this type of stuff, and the parents think they know everything and all of this type of crap. So it kind of resonates with me in a certain way that I don't like at all. This dude stinks, like really. Like he just gives me a bad vibe, man. Like just his face and he's one of them. For real, like he one of them old school players, man. Like one of them guys. When Shannon Sharp had asked him, like, where you from? Lavar. Oh, I'm from South LA, and all this crap. Like, dude. Like, okay, you from the hood? Like, what the hell? So
right.
It's just, I don't like it.
I think he's over parenting And I think he's crossed that line. You know how they call them the momagers, when the mom is, you my mom, and you my manager, then you be extra. He is being like, seems so extra right now. Like, let your sons, like, you know how people play cards, and people say, I let my cards do my talking. Let your son's skills do his talking. Because all you doing is making him unattractive to people, because they like, okay, I want to deal with him. He's cool. His skills is great. He's a great kid. Then I got to deal with you. Do I really want to have to deal with you? You and your unnecessariness. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you no. Either you got to tell your dad to go, or you will be, this all you got. All you will have is you got to wait for your next brother. Maybe he'll do something. Maybe your dad will learn from you and step out of the next one, out of the next one's way. But looking at this story, I found like 10 things that he said that are crazy. Besides, like, the Jordan thing is just ridiculous. He says, and he said this earlier in March, he says, $1 billion, it has to be there, $1 billion, straight out the gate. And you don't have to give it to me all up front. Give us $100 million over 10 years. What? Wow. In real life? But look, he says you don't have to give it to me. You don't have to give it to me up front. Give us 100. Like, so it's you had to switch that up and take it to me. It's all about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, guys. This man is like, he's so special.
I would have really denounced my father right then and there. I would have denounced his ass.
He's doing too much.
He said on the Herd with Colin Coward in March, he asked him about like, does he regret things that he said? Like, just the crazy stuff he says. He said, I don't pull anything back. Something I say, I say. He's like, okay, that's it. This is what I feel. This is what I'm going to say. I don't care how much sense it make or don't make. This is what I'm saying. Deal with it. And unfortunately, he is nailing he like halfway on one side of the coffin for his son with nails, and he just standing there with him in the pan. Like, okay, I'm opening my mouth. Let me put another one in. I hope the best for Lonzo Ball. You know, he needs, despite his father, I hope he does great.
Oh my God! Let's quit talking about this clown. I don't want to talk about that.
Let's do this weekend, this update. Did y'all have any upsets on your roster, Hugh?
Oh yeah, definitely. Villanova. I said that I thought Villanova was going to be one of the top Final Four teams, or even close to being in a championship. Really surprised with that one, but wasn't surprised with the Duke one, though. I'm definitely glad you were on the phone, because me and Jay talked about this a little earlier today, that we can, if people want to even hear what we said last week, they can hear, we basically definitely said there'd be a one and done, because when Jay said that they're going to play guys who are more athletic and the point guard player strong, he said that's where they have trouble at. And I just didn't feel like they were as good of a Duke team in the past. And when we put it all together, we was like, man, they're in danger of being out in the first round. And sure enough, they got beat. I was more or less surprised, because not only did they got beat, it was like they made it look like it wasn't even really, like it was hard to beat Duke, They basically was just giving it to Duke. And one thing I could say, as much as I'm an idiot I think Grayson Allen is, they definitely didn't lose because of that dude this time. He actually played pretty good, but it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, that Villanova upset, I didn't see that one coming.
Not at all.
I really didn't. I know Wisconsin usually plays strong in the NCAA tournament. They're a very smart team. They've always played smart ball. Even when I don't think Bo Ryan's their coach anymore. But even when they had Bo Ryan as their coach, they always played smart ball, basketball, They control the ball very well, and it seemed like this time they just took it to Villanova. They matched them in every facet of the game: rebounding, defense. They shot for shot. They went on runs. Villanova went on runs. Like they matched them at in every facet of the game, and I was really, really surprised by that. Like when they got down to like a minute and the game was that close, I was like, oh, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard to repeat something. Like who was the last repeat champions? Florida. Back in the early 2000s, when they had the Joakim Noah, Al Horford squad, Mike Miller, them guys. That was it. It's hard to go back to back, and before that, it was all the way in 91. 92, 93. What was it? 92, 93. Did Duke ever go back to back? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it was back in the 90s when Duke won back to back. The Grant Hill Duke team. It wasn't really like it was no team that really did it in college like that, man, to where they actually went out and won back to back, man. It was hard. It's definitely pretty hard, man, and it was really surprising to see, you know. Yeah. But it was really crazy, and a lot of teams, man, was on the ropes, you know. I really was surprised Kentucky went all the way the distance with that game. But it's a little rivalry between them two. That game was good, man. But the North Carolina game surprised me at first through the whole game. And then like 2 minutes till at the end, that's when you see North Carolina. They clamped down and they basically shut those guys down the last 2 minutes. But the game was still too close to call.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Hugh. But I do have a quick question right quick. Do you think now during the regular season everybody was saying that the ACC had the best conference? You know, of course they got Notre Dame over there, Louisville, Duke, North Carolina, you know, all the good teams, and everybody, you know, going in, everybody kind of had North Carolina in their Final Four. Even the championship game, they had Duke in the Final Four of the championship game. I thought the Duke thing was just a laugh. That was a good-ass laugh for me. But just for them to get Duke deep in the brackets like that and, you know, just all of the ACC teams, and now you have the SEC rising. The SEC is strong in this tournament. The Big Ten is strong in this tournament as well. So do you think that the ACC just had bad tournaments, or do you think they've been overrated altogether?
I think they've definitely been overrated this year due to the fact that when you look at it, man, like you said, Louisville, Notre Dame, and Duke is out of it right now. You know, and when you look at it, man, if North Carolina didn't clamp it down, they would have been at home, you know. I'm a little shaky about them now as far as going further because, you know, Arkansas. But then again, man, it was like, that's once in a million when you shoot the blood out like that because Arkansas wasn't missing from the three-point line. And I was really surprised to see uncharacteristically all those turnovers from North Carolina. But for them to clamp down in the last 2 minutes, that just showed the resiliency of that team. But they could have been easily at home, too. And to name all those teams from the ACC and been knocked out that fast would have been surprising to me. And the SEC is starting to emerge as a legit threat. And then you look at it, the Big Ten has a lot of teams in there. Some of the teams got knocked out, but then they still got a lot of good teams in there, man, because nobody thought that Michigan would come in and then win and then turn around and beat Louisville. I definitely was like, they were a good matchup for Louisville, and I didn't think Louisville was as dangerous as they were the year that we faced them in the championship. I didn't think they were that dangerous. And, yeah, man, Michigan exposed those boys, man. They played lights out, man. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I know people probably think I'm crazy if they go to the Elite Eight. That's how good they've been playing because Oregon didn't look so good the last time I seen them play it. Didn't look good at all.
Oh, they did. And in the tournament, it's almost like the NBA playoffs almost as far as matchup wise. Like when you get to tournaments, man, it starts to become matchups. And the pace quickens. You know, the pace speeds up in the game, and every possession counts. And teams get into their offense faster and stuff like that because of all that adrenaline, and they just, you know what I'm saying, it's just the pace of the game. And then you have different conferences matching up with other conferences. They don't even see each other. So where the Big Ten play more of a slower, grinded-out pace, you know, more of a pretty much everybody in the Big Ten play four-high motion-style offense, and they shoot a lot of threes, you know. And I found it funny how Louisville thought that they had the perfect game plan for Michigan that took their three-point shooting away, and Michigan beat them in another way. Man, I was like, I'm telling you, I was standing up, like, looking at that, like, oh, my God, like, Beeline can really coach. Like, he could really coach those guys. He just adjusted. It wasn't like he just told them to just stay with your offense and, you know, it's going to work and we're going to get whatever. He was like, no, scrap it. We're going to scrap it, you know what I'm saying, our regular offense. And this is what we about to do.
Right.
We about to spread them out.
Right.
And we about to isolate their ass. And that's what we about to do. You know what I'm saying? So he was able to match them in that. And, I mean, Michigan is a real I'm going to have to say it. I think they're going to be the surprise team in this, man. They might end up going to the Final Four. Like
I wouldn't
for real.
be surprised.
But I still think Kentucky got they scared. Kansas looked strong yesterday, and
definitely.
If I really look at the whole field, I really didn't look at day one too much. As far as I didn't look into it, I should say too much. When you get down to the round of 32, going into the Sweet 16, I thought that no team really stood out as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, they gonna really go to the win the NCAA championship. They're the favorite. I don't even have a favorite right now. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everybody just kind of look even. Everybody look to be bringing their A game. Ain't nobody messing up like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Kansas pulled away from Michigan State yesterday, but Michigan State played them. They played them tight.
Game at first.
Yeah, Michigan State played them tight and down to the wire, man. And they made Kansas fight for that. You know, Kansas just pulled it. I mean, the talent level, I guess, not even the talent level. I think it was just, I don't know what it was with that game. I really just looked. I mean,
not Michigan.
I know, right? No blue. But I just think it came. I mean, Josh Jackson was a factor in that game. I mean, that kid is straight up NBA ready. But yeah, man, I just can't look at the field and be like, oh, this team just stands out. I mean, I still stick with my pick. I think it's going to either be Kansas or Kentucky though, when it's all said and done. I really do.
It's looking like what you said, too. The team that makes the least mistakes is going to win in this tournament, man. And that's how it's looking. That's how it's been determined as of late, because I've been seeing a lot of good gameplay, and I've been really happy to watch these games. A lot of those teams are definitely even right now. I don't really see no team going to pull away. The one team I did feel like was more of a pull-away team was Kansas, though, for what they did, man, because it was like not only did they beat State, man, they kind of went away with it because it was real close at first, man. Halftime adjustments was there for them, and I think that's what saved them, man. But Kansas looked like a true competitor, man, and a true contender right now in this whole thing, and it's scary because having them be in it and compete like that, man, it's to the point where you'll see a Kansas team, if they're on their A game, man, they're dangerous, man. Kentucky looked really good, too, as well yesterday. But, yeah, man, I think Kansas is definitely looking like right now they're the hit team. But it ain't really nobody who's pulling away, like you said. And I'm just interested what's going to happen in the Sweet 16. Because one team that really surprised me, though, if y'all didn't really pay attention, was Butler, man.
Yeah.
They had no damn business being in there right now. I'm looking like, damn, they still in there. I definitely didn't believe. I'm looking because I ain't paying no attention, or I didn't pay them as much attention. And I'm like, man, where the hell did they come from? And they definitely still in there. They looking good.
So real quick, we're going to wrap this topic real quick. But tomorrow we got 2 games happening. We got Michigan and Oregon, and West Virginia and Gonzaga. Who y'all think go win those 2? I say Michigan over Oregon. And it might just be because I'm blue.
Nah, Oregon didn't really look that good, though. You got a point there. We were just saying that they look shook. They definitely look shook. I don't think they're as good as people thought they were.
Jay, what you think? What do you think got these next games?
I'm gonna have to go with Michigan, just because I think that 3-point shooting is gonna come back, and I don't think that Oregon's gonna be able. I don't think they have the athletes to take the 3-point shot away like Louisville did from Michigan. So I think those shots are going to fall for Michigan, and I think they go into the Elite Eight. And what was the other game you said? West Virginia and who?
West Virginia and Gonzaga.
West Virginia and Gonzaga. West Virginia look like they on some Cinderella type crap. They really do. They got a lot of momentum going, man. But I think Gonzaga's gonna end up taking it. So I'm taking Gonzaga in that game.
I at least got Gonzaga by 10, man. The boys ain't playing. That's another team I was really sleeping on and didn't really pay no attention to, and I should have because they're one of the better teams. But yeah, now that she said Gonzaga, man, them boys look like they no joke either. I definitely think they'll win, and by 10 at least, maybe more.
Yes. It seemed like they got all their mistakes out of their system the last game. I think they're gonna be on their P's and Q's this game with West Virginia, because you can't turn the ball over with West Virginia, man. They got too many fast guards, and they can stretch the floor, and they run the floor. And if they control the pace of a game, West Virginia gonna run away with it. But I don't think Gonzaga's gonna let that happen. So I'm taking Gonzaga.
Because if it wasn't for Monty Colson, man, they would have got blew out Notre Dame.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So we're going to check and see how good we do for next week. And by the way, both of y'all guesses are what I guess next week, so I feel good now. Like, okay, hey. But this Westbrook in the MVP situation. Should he be MVP, or should Harden or LeBron take it? James?
What Westbrook is doing is very, very, very impressive. Like we haven't seen it. Most of the people who was probably 60, 70 years old right now saw it, with the big O. But other than that, we haven't seen nobody average a damn triple-double like that. We've seen people get triple-doubles in games, but not actually average a triple-double. So I just don't know how you don't give it to him. And I know that they kind of factor in wins and losses and stuff, which, okay. But they're in the playoffs. They ain't like they're a dumpster team. They're just out of the playoffs altogether, or, just not just competing at all, or in the eighth seed right now, whatever, and he's just getting triple doubles. They fighting for like a fifth seed right now, So it's coming down to these last couple games. I think they ran down his statistics of what he needs to average the whole triple-double. I think it was like 95 rebounds, 110 assists or something like that for him to average a triple-double in 13 games. So, I mean, that sounds like a task, but, I mean, with Russell Westbrook, I think he could get it. So, if he ends up averaging the triple-double, he going to get it. But if he doesn't, like, if he falls like 9.8 assists or something like that, I think they're going to end up giving it to James Harden. I think James Harden is next in line for it. I really do. But I think Russell should win it if he averages a triple-double, which shouldn't be the case. That shouldn't be the case. I think he should get it even if he ends up falling a little bit short of a triple-double. But, yeah. If he don't, James Harden going to win it.
You?
I think because just what he's doing right now alone, Russell Westbrook should definitely be the MVP of the league. But right now, the person who, is a close runner-up is Harden. But at the same time, when you put it together, I believe because of the triple-doubles alone right now that those guys with the Thunder, Russell Westbrook, and how he made his team better is one of the reasons why I feel like it, because he's definitely one of the most valuable players in the league, definitely the most valuable player on this team when you take away an asset like KD and put him on a vital team or just like a really crucial team like the Golden State Warriors. And then when you subtract that from a team and this man still had them fighting for a fifth seed, I definitely say he should be considered the MVP. But at the same time, we got to look at it, too, like this. They subtracted, and I don't really know how much of a big a subtraction this was, Dwight Howard. And I don't really feel like he was that big of a key of an asset to the team. But I feel like just period right now how good, James Harden is and how he's improved Clint Capella's game and how those guys improved around him. We always looked at him like he was a selfish player. And, James Harden was all about James Harden. But now as you see him emerge as a team player, man, and start to get more involved in making this team around him better, definitely that Clint Capella kid. I'm like, man, he has an argument for that MVP.
Yeah, it's neck and neck, man.
I think Russell got to be squeaky clean right now to keep up and just continue to do what he's doing. And I think if he do, he'll win. But it'll definitely be a really close race between him and James Harden. But if he, so happen to slip off and don't get that triple-double crown or be, averaging a triple-double the rest of the year, is a possibility that James Harden can take his place because of the fact is some of his triple-doubles was amazing. He had like a 45-15-10 game, and some of his games are so out of control, the ones he's been getting. Not only was he putting up a good rebounds and assists, but the numbers, his point numbers was huge as well. So, yeah, they're really in a really tight race right now. So for Russell to pull away with it, he would have to get that triple-double and average that, because right now I think James Harden's on his coattail, man, and it can easily go to him. It can go either way. I think right now what Russell's doing, he's definitely the one right now who could possibly win it, but at the end of the year, though, it all comes down to if he wants it bad enough and how he can keep on track from, continuing doing his play with these triple-doubles. But if he slipped just a little bit, trust me, James Harden can easily get that. But it's really close right now. I'm calling like a 1A and a A, And it's like he's just a tier under him. But I really feel like right now it's Westbrook's to lose, basically.
I think so, too.
Okay. So I have a question. What's the criteria to be the MVP? Or is there one? Like, what is it based off of?
I really think it's based. If you break down the word most valuable player, that's really saying the most valuable player to your team. Everybody can argue and say LeBron should win it every year then. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's been really based upon statistics and overall team record. Because you're not going to get nobody averaging a triple-double and then your team only won 10 games out the year. Like if you play for the Brooklyn Nets and you average a triple-double, like if Russ was on the Brooklyn Nets and he averages a triple-double right now, like nobody would care. Like James Harden to be that front runner right now. You know what I'm saying? So I think it comes down to, you know, your team winning and stuff like that. So I think it is one of them criteria that's kind of not said, but just, you know, they end up factoring in anyway, you know. But I think it's solely based on like statistical achievements.
Well, I found something, and it says that your stats, like how good you do, the player does personally, like triple doubles, good stuff. The team record, and that if your team hasn't won 55 plus games, then you're out of it. Period. And that you have to make the All-Star game, and All-Star team, and that you don't miss more than 10 games in the season. So if that's the case, like with the 55-game thing, and the Thunder are at 40 and 29, he would be too short of being qualified for MVP, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
what the hell you get that
at? Is it still a reason?
Monique, where you find it at?
It's called hoopsvibe.com, and I saw it on my bookmark didn't stick. It was another one that had like these different things in common, except the 55 games. That was the only place I saw that. That's why I was like, okay, like, is that true? Is it your team record has to be a certain record for you to even be qualified? I don't know. It's like I can't find anything that says this is how we do it.
I feel like you can't be in the dumps, like, or almost just barely making it. You know what I'm saying? Like AC or out of it, or hell no. 130 something. I ain't even about to start. You ain't about to get me on them Pistons right now. I'm not even about to talk about them. But yeah, I think it's statistical stuff, and then your team is in probably the middle of the pack in the conference, like middle, you know, in the middle part. I don't that 55 game stuff. They're making that shit up. They probably done went back to looking at old MVPs and stuff like. Because you can't ignore a triple double. You can't. Like, it's harder to get a triple-double. Yeah. It's harder to average a triple-double now than it was back in Oscar Robertson days. Like, it's hard. It's very, very hard. They added up the numbers, and I'm not quoting this verbatim, but I heard that if Russell was playing back in that day, he'll be averaging like 49 points right now, 19 rebounds, and like 15 assists.
That's crazy.
Like,
average that.
Yeah. And when Oscar Robertson averaged a triple double, though, this is funny. When he averaged a triple double back then, he didn't even win the damn MVP award. He didn't even win. Wilt Chamberlain averaged like goddamn 1,000 points a game. He didn't win either. Bill Russell ended up winning, and that's because they had like the best team at that time. So I think the the team accolades do count, but in this day and age, man, you cannot ignore a triple-double. You can't. So I think if he gets a triple-double, MVP. Simple as that.
All right. Well, last week or the week before, we talked about NBA players. I just wanted to chill and sit on the sidelines and watch the game instead of, earning their millions and millions of dollars and playing. So, lately, the Cavaliers again, King James, he needs his rest. Donald Trump needs vacation. Hold on. Donald Trump needs a vacation every week. So, this is their version of that. But what do you think about the players, again, taking off and upsetting fans by doing it without injury? Hugh?
Right now, I'm definitely not feeling it. I feel like as a competitor, I would want to be out there every game and compete. But at the same time, some of these guys are looking at it like, we talked about this a little bit last week. Those guys are getting to the point where they're getting so scared because at the end of the season, like in the playoffs, we've seen a lot of people get hurt to be pulled out for the rest of the season. And when you see that, man, they're trying to shore up their team and make sure they're going to be healthy as possible for them to get out there and have a legitimate chance to win the championship. I think it's a joke for them to do that, and I don't like it. But I understand why some of the guys are doing it, and it's for health reasons alone. And they like, man, but most times you even at risk, you can hurt yourself just walking down the steps at night. You could just walk in your house or whatnot, and then you can trip because it's too dark or whatnot. You always can take risks of being injured. But I think that they take extra precautions because we were talking about like how Golden State, how they just ran shot throughout the whole league last year just to get that record. They wasn't injured, but they were mentally and physically drained. And it killed them because they didn't get that rest. Not even going to talk about how silly my man Draymond Green was and the things he did to cost them from going back to back. But just the mental and the physical grind of a whole season, I feel like if Brian's getting up in age, he plays some of the most minutes in the league. I can't say everybody else will speak for his whole team because he's been to the playoffs and damn near to the finals most of the time he's been playing. And you look at that, and then you say, okay, well, him looking at it right now, he's feeling like, I don't want to play each and every game. I want to get some days where I can rest and come back and be fresh and healthy. Because when you look at it, the wear and tear really killed my man Kobe Bryant in that same sense because he was playing damn near always in the playoffs. He never took time off, even when he was playing and their team wasn't that strong, when they didn't have the pieces, when they'll just be there just off a whim and they'll be like a one-and-done team. It was still a situation where he was still going to the playoffs. And that mental and physical grind can break you. So I feel like I understand what LeBron's saying, but like for the average paying fan, I think it's not cool because I want to go out there and I want to see them at their best and I want to see them guys compete. I don't want to spend my money if they're not playing, regardless. They should have something on that saying, okay, he ain't playing. Well, you can either give me some of my money back or give me a portion of my money back, but I want to be refunded because I don't really think that's fair. But I understand, but I ain't agreeing with it.
Hugh, what the hell you eating?
Oh, man, I had a shrimp, dude. I just popped a shrimp in my mouth, man, and it was so buttery, bro.
Well, that more like, yeah, these guys, man.
But then I just don't feel like it's right, though, man. As a person like me and you, we old school. Hugh and Mo, I know she liked the real NBA. We didn't like all that 65 stuff that's going on now. we look at it like, man, those guys wanted to compete, man. They want to make sure they say who they thought they were. They thought they were the best. They went out there and they gave it every night.
Right.
These guys not complaining too much. Sometimes that's what we look at when we look at LeBron too. Jay, all this whining and shit, man. Oh, I need my rest. I want time off. I need better players. Give me some effing players, you know. Like, come on, man. You know, you won with that team last year. And now you complain that you don't got the assets or the players because KD came to the team. I remember Stephen A. was saying that, too, that he was afraid because when Kevin Durant offered to that Golden State Warrior team who won and broke the NBA record, you know, and that's why I think he wanted to get the players, and I think he wanted to rest up for when it's time that he can be there and be ready for the dance. I definitely don't want, because I know the one time, think about the time when we're going to put it back on this. We're going to reminisce on this one. Remember when they played San Antonio that year, and he wasn't taking no days off, and he was resting up, and he was playing the games and playing mostly every day, playing damn near 43 minutes a night. And then they went to the finals, and they played San Antonio. I think San Antonio did like a little rope-a-dope on them, juju on the Cleveland Cavaliers when they turned off the AC and it was hot as hell. You know what I'm saying? And, man, around that time in Texas, like around the time of playoffs, shit, that just had to be 100 and some change. And they were already worn out from playing a whole NBA season. Man, they drained LeBron, man. That dude was cramping up. He could barely walk. I think he learned from some of the mistakes. Like, man, I'm not going to be playing for a blast every night and hurting myself or putting myself at risk. But like we said, we talked about this too. Man, the dude signed a contract. They know what they was getting into when they did that. Nobody held a gun to their head and told her to sign this contract. You signed it because you know if you're going to get that money or if you're going to make that money, this is what's in the contract. So I just really feel like a lot of times it's a cop-out, and I'm not really cool with people just taking days off like that. But I understand, but I don't really too much care for it, though, because you cheat to so many fans who come and pay their honest earned money at night. We don't got that type of money like a LeBron James or James Harden and all these guys that we go out and we want to see. But we're spending our hard-earned money to see these guys. And you basically telling me you're a millionaire and you're a comfortable dude in life. Well, we got to work and scrape and crawl for ours. And y'all going to deprive us of seeing y'all in the game? Man, I dare you. You know, I really think that's the biggest disrespect. That's the biggest spit in the face you could ever do to me. I'm not making money like you.
But then act like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they don't
like I can understand if they came out and was like, yeah, well, I understand from the fans' point of view. Like, if it was me and I wanted to see, you know, Michael Jordan play, and Mike was like, you know, hey, I'm not playing today, you know, because of whatever, and you done spent your money, you done spent your last to see Mike, and Mike just like, hey, I'm tired. I ain't hurt or nothing. I just, you know, I want to preserve myself. I want to preserve myself for, you know, for the playoffs or a championship run. I remember the run that they had back in the day, the Bulls, the 96 squad, the squad that won the 72 games. Mm-hmm. Mike and them weren't taking nights off.
Not at all.
They were balling, and then ran
players now.
Yeah, and then ran through the playoffs. So I don't understand this part of it. And one of my coworkers that's listening to the show right now, Capri, we got to get him on the show too, man. He got some awesome sports knowledge, man. I mess with him with the sports, man. But he was saying that they need to hit them in their pocket after they miss a certain amount of games. Like, you miss 3 games, and then after that, you don't get a game check. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a great idea.
Man, that is a hell of an idea.
Yeah, I think they can do that because, you know, athletes or anybody for that matter don't like their pockets messed with. You know what I'm saying? So you start messing with their money, they start getting their head on straight. Then you gonna see where the fans coming from. Then I bet you'll see it then. You know what I'm saying? So it's just to me it's kind of taken away from the game. And they were talking about scheduling. Like Doc Rivers brought it up, and he was talking about the scheduling stuff. Like, don't do it back to back when you know you're gonna do a primetime game the next day. What? You know what I'm saying? Like I was sitting there looking at that like, huh? Like, dog, they athletes. They get paid to do this. They get paid to
Millions.
do this. That's like me saying.
Right. That's
like me saying, don't schedule a Friday work day when y'all know we got to come in on Saturday. What? My job will look at me like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, oh, I got to rest up on Friday so I can work on Saturday. Or if I work on Friday, I'm not gonna come in on Saturday because I want to rest up for next week. Like, no, it don't work like that. Like,
we'll lose our jobs, man. Talking crazy
man,
like
so,
that. That's how it sounds.
So here's my whole thing though. When it comes down to it, man, this like my whole outlook on this crap. I feel like the NBA needs to step in and do something about this, because it's starting to just become about just strictly championships. That's what it's coming down to. And granted, you want to win a championship. Granted, I mean, that's what you play for, of course. You know what I'm saying? You work hard and stuff like that to win an NBA title. But it's starting to come at the expense of the fans that spend their time and hard-earned money to come out and watch the superstars play. And especially when this league has turned into a perennial superstar league. It's turned into a superstar league. It's not, just the teams combined and you going out just to watch the teams. People are going out to watch individuals. When you go watch the New Orleans Pelicans, you're not going out to just watch the whole team play. You're going out to watch Boogie Cousins and Anthony Davis ball. When you go see all these other teams, you're going out to watch their superstars. So since the league is centered around superstars now, the superstars got to step up to the plate and entertain those fans that pay for them during the regular season. Because if the fans say, "Hey, we're gonna take the money off. We're gonna take the money off from going to see games," where your revenue gonna come? Where your money gonna come from?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Get their money, endorsement, what?
Huh?
The superstars will get their money. Now the regular players wouldn't.
I mean, still. What? No, I'm saying just for instance though, the team won't make money, and even if we take it to the endorsement part, what if the fans say, "I'm not buying these shoes for a month or two. I'm gonna take a break or whatever." My thing is the fans feed the league. You know what I'm saying? They feed the league. So you can't just be like, the hell with the fans, I'm going to take a day off. Oh, the NBA they're going to do something about this. It's just a matter of when they're going to do it. They're going to do it next season, or, they're going to wait a little bit or whatever. I think they're going to try to do something about it next season. I would. I just feel like it's stupid for them to keep doing this, keep sitting down and freaking getting rest. And for what, though? Like, you can't play it back-to-back? You're a professional athlete. Like, if I can work back-to-back, you can goddamn well play back-to-back and entertain me. You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that crap, man. Bothers me.
I see.
It really does.
So, since this was born from the Cavaliers and the Clippers, as I wanted to look it up and see if they was, because it was only 2 people that were injured just for injury. One was just taking a break, LeBron. But I found that only one of them was hurt, and that was Kyrie Irving. That's the other one on the NBA, ESPN.com, the Cleveland Cavaliers. His sit-out, Kevin Love's sit-out was just, they say Love will be absent for Saturday's game for rest purposes. That don't say injury.
No.
It is. LeBron is he's just sitting out. Kyrie Irving is something about a knee. But they say on another site, the comeback, he said they only had 2. I mean, that 2 were injured. But that's like, come on now. And also, after they found out that they weren't playing, the league called. Like, hey, like, what's going on? This is a nationally televised game. Like, they're not making just the fans upset, but the league, because that's league money. You know, they got contracts with TV, with stations. So if your star, people changing the channel because the star is not here. So it's a trickle down effect with money. So that the other people that are losing money gonna have to put pressure on these players that are making them lose money. You know, so yeah, it's messed up. They do need a policy. I mean, because they do work a lot. They do work hard. You know what I'm saying? If you work 12.
Who?
Go ahead. I feel like your hand is up.
No, shut up, Monique.
That's your hand was up. That's what it sounds like.
Don't start with me.
You got some hand under your elbow, like, ooh, teacher, me. Okay.
No,
James, go ahead, young man. What do you say?
I was saying, who? You said they work hard. It seemed like they work hard. I said, who?
The players.
Hell no.
They just work.
Hell no.
You couldn't do what they do.
They don't
Our
play
regular
every
9
day.
to 5 is working hard, but what they're doing is what they love to do. Shit, I love to go out there and hoop every night if I could.
But do they?
And get paid for it.
If it becomes just a job, then they go out there and do their job. But like in every job, what I'm leading to, Mr. Lewis, is that there needs to be regulations from the league on the owners and general managers to uphold. You know what I'm saying? So that, like you said, that you get so many off days. You get so many personal days, just like at other people's jobs. You get these many personal days. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, anything you do over that and there's nothing wrong with you, I'm fining you. The bigger the play, the bigger the fine. Like, so it's consequence so they don't just continue to be the little girlies that they have become.
See, this goes into why a lot of people love to watch college sports over NBA and NFL because they feel like they're privileged athletes. You know what I'm saying? When you get to professional level and you start making money to play a sport, you know what I'm saying? That's when they start getting privileged and feeling like, I'm getting paid or whatever or this and the other. I ain't got to do shit or whatever. And you look at the conference. You look at the conference tournaments that the NCAA have to play. They're playing back to backs. If you win, you play the next day. They play back to backs all the way into the weekend. They start on like a Thursday and they end on a Sunday. You know what I'm saying? They're playing every day. So my thing is, what's the goddamn difference? I mean, I understand that. I mean, they play a schedule too, just like the NBA. The NBA play 82 games. College play roughly about 35 or whatever, plus a tournament if you get in. But still, when you look at it, you're still an athlete. You're the cream of the crop. You're professionals. So if you do need rest, that's fine. But like my listener Capri sent me, regulated. Give them a certain amount of games that they could take off. And after that, if you want to sit down, it got to come out your pocket. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? Or they can find a team or whatever. So, yeah, man, they got to work that one. They got to work that one out. They got to bring that one to the table.
I hope next time we bring it up, it'll be that they've done something, or they got tougher and they don't need so many days off. So, with that being said, thank everybody for listening to Beyond the Bleachers with James and Hugh and Monique on E-Block Radio. We here Mondays from 6 to 8. Fellas,
we out?
Hey.
I think my clock.
See you next week.
Q, did you do this for the producer though? We got 3 minutes right quick. I just want to say, hey man, did you got to do the outro too, man. I don't know if you did one yet. You gonna surprise us with it like you did the intro. We didn't know you had a new intro for us, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that really touched all our hearts, man. We appreciate you. we appreciate you, man. You on our Christmas list for that. But I do have a little request though. Just put if you can redo that and just say, you know, the leader of it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got Monique at the point guard. She, you know, I still think I should be running point, not her. But yeah.
It could have been cool like if it was football. I would have been a quarterback. You could have been a lineman. I could have been my lineman, I'm saying. Like real life. Real life. I got to earn my bread and Brady, baby.
No, I would have been T.O., who should be in the goddamn Hall of Fame. But anyway.
Well, you're not in the Hall of Fame.
Anyway, well, what you say, Monique? We out of here?
Yeah, we out of here, everybody. Next week, NCAA update. See if our predictions is right. And free agency, because it's all still going on.
And some more hot topics, hot sports stuff coming up.
Hot.
Yeah.
Come to New England, AP. We love you, buddy.
All right. Y'all have a good weekend. Good week.
All right.
Weekend. We'll see y'all Monday.
Right.
All right, man.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace out.